其实我本来不想说这个品牌，但是我每次发苹果的时候，你们总在下边跟风跟这个品牌，我就跟你们聊聊。今天收了台 Mate 60 Pro， 我收到这台手机的时候，刚好我桌面上有一个15 Pro Max， 我想起来了，这两个手机他妈的是同一年发布的，知道吧？2023年9月份发布的，当时发布的价格我不记得了，但是这个手机当时是溢价的，你要买个 Mate 60 Pro， 你要溢价将近2000才能买得着。但现在我突然又意识到了啊，这个手机现在2000块钱，2000出点头能买着，好吧？你要买个精品的成色好的，2000出点头能买到512G的。但这个15 Pro Max 256，你现在需要买个这样的手机需要多少钱？5000，对不对？就是左右啊，有时候又开始杠了，最多值3000。这小盘盘们成天在那评论也是不经过大脑思考的。如果说你当年买的时候，两个手机都是花8、9千买的，对不对？看你现在卖的时候，你突然发现这个能卖到4000大几，这个只能卖到1890，你什么心情？就是你们经常杠，我每次说苹果哪点好的时候，你们总在那杠那些盘盘没什么情怀不情怀的，什么遥遥领先不遥遥领先的。真正是到了1、2年之后，那到底哪个好，你们心中都有杆秤，是吧？还有就是今年发布的17 Pro Max、17 Pro， 还有华为的 Mate 80 Pro Max。其实我本来不想说这个品牌，但是我每次发苹果的时候，你们总在下边跟风跟这个品牌，我就跟你们聊聊。今年 Mate 80 Pro Max 也是溢价的，刚发布那会儿9000多一台，现在有没有了解过价格的？7000，来我看一下价格。我现在看买一台全新的华为多少钱？来，兄弟们，6800多，7000块钱不到。你们买到手里边的可能要7000块钱，但这现在苹果的机器还没掉价，所以说我说这个手机掉价猛，它不是瞎说的，好吧？从二手车回收价格来讲，差的不是一丁半点，是它的2倍多。这玩意儿你现在能买2个它，其他东西你们该杠杠，好吧？信号好不好的之类的，其他方面该杠杠。但是就保值率这一块，就耐用性这一块。这个有哪个品牌它能跟苹果手机比耐用性的？哎，有一个算一个，不可能有的。
这两台手机大家都认识吧？这台是苹果16 Pro Max， 这台是华为 P70 Ultra， 这两台手机都是同一时期发售的，当时发售的价格是4个9，那么现在过去1年多了，对吧？现在苹果16 Pro Max 还值6000多，而这台 P70 Ultra 只值2000多。那我在想了，为什么差别会这么大呢？对不对？你们天天骂苹果，说苹果很垃圾啊，充电慢，电池续航不行，信号又差。那人家为什么卖的销量还这么大呢？而且还这么保值呢？那反观是同一时期的机器啊，为什么现在的保值率相差这么多？这个东西可以值得去深思一下，对不对？那如果是你的话，你现在是愿意花6000多去买一个16 Pro Max， 还是愿意花个2000多去买一个华为 P70 Ultra 用呢？对不对？大家有什么想法打在评论区。关注亮哥，新机买卖旧机回收，手机维修一站式服务。
再用华为手机我就是傻。兄弟们，这句话不是我说的，这句话是昨天卖给我手机的大哥说的。昨天一个大哥拿着他的 Mate 60 Pro 来找我置换手机，问我他的手机当年1万块钱买的，加价买的熊猫配色，现在还值多少钱？我看了看回收报价，跟大哥说还值2000多。大哥立马变脸，跟我说你一个手机挣多少钱？你收我2000块钱。我直接掏出回收报价给大哥看，我说哥，现在行情就是这样，这个机器现在全好的也就卖个2000大几。大哥沉默了。大哥问我为什么当年1万块钱买的手机才用了不到2年，现在只能卖2000多块钱。我支支吾吾半天说不出个1、2、3来。谁能给我解释一下为什么华为的旗舰手机1万块钱的2年能跌这么多？你说这手机流畅性也非常好，也非常耐用，颜值又很高，又抗摔。兄弟们有什么见解？咱们评论区讨论一下。
You think you are buying the pride of national tech, but the price tags in the second-hand market will instantly rip away that illusion of patriotism. Today, let's look at the brutal reality of smartphone depreciation using actual market data. Let's compare two top-tier flagship phones released at the same time, both originally priced well over $1,400. The Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Huawei Mate 60 Pro Plus. 2 years have passed, and as they enter the second-hand market simultaneously, an iPhone 15 Pro Max in excellent condition still easily fetches $680. Meanwhile, that Huawei Mate 60 Pro Plus, which once stood under countless headlines of praise, leaves its owner with a pathetic trade-in value of just $300. That is a staggering price gap of nearly $400 for phones that cost the exact same at launch. And don't even get started on Huawei's highly publicized tri-fold phone. After just 1 year of use, its trade-in value plummeted from an initial $3,400 all the way down to $460, a catastrophic 85% drop in value. Why does a Huawei phone depreciate so violently? The answer is simple. Because when it comes to the core user experience that consumers actually care about, Huawei gets absolutely crushed by Apple across the board. Hardware performance is the bedrock of a phone's resale value, and this is exactly where Huawei falls flat. Due to ongoing chip manufacturing restrictions, the performance of Huawei's processors lags generations behind Apple's silicon. While Apple's A-series chips deliver massive single-core and multi-core performance that keeps the phone buttery smooth even after 3 or 4 years, Huawei's processors can barely handle basic daily tasks the moment you push the device. Its high power consumption and terrible thermal management are fully exposed in real-world testing. Simply playing a mobile game, recording a few videos, or trying to use GPS navigation in a car on a summer day turns the Huawei phone into a literal pocket furnace. This extreme overheating triggers immediate thermal throttling, causing severe lag and interface freezes. Countless users have complained that their expensive Huawei flagships start dropping frames and breaking audio to video sync just months into ownership. Background apps are aggressively slaughtered by the operating system, and the phone frequently locks up entirely when trying to do something as simple as calling a ride share or checking a map. This excessive heat and high power draw don't just ruin the daily experience, they silently accelerate battery degradation, leaving the phone with a drastically shortened lifespan. When you pay flagship prices but get outdated hardware performance, no one in the second-hand market is going to bail you out and pay for that high-priced, underpowered hardware. Beyond the physical hardware, the software ecosystem creates an unbridgeable chasm. Apple's iOS relies on a powerful, closed-loop ecosystem with optimized software-hardware integration, ensuring the device retains incredible fluid responsiveness for years. Huawei, on the other hand, constantly hypes up its harmonious, yet users frequently run into bugs where apps randomly crash or hang on blank white screens. Even more fatal for international buyers is that without Google mobile services, meaning no Google Play Store, no YouTube, and no Gmail, a Huawei phone is essentially a crippled device with missing limbs on the global stage. How can a software system that is trapped inside a limited domestic bubble compete against a globally unified iOS ecosystem? This inherent defect in its ecosystem completely suffocates the trade-in value of a Huawei phone in the international second-hand market. If the phone breaks, the contrast in customer service and build quality becomes even night and day. While Apple's repair process is strict, its policies are transparent. Huawei's customer service, however, is notoriously criticized by users for corporate arrogance and predatory pricing. Foldable inner screens bleed ink or develop dead pixels constantly, costing upwards of $600 to $700 out of pocket to repair because the service centers almost always deflect blame onto the user for intentional damage. Even on standard flagships, users report the back glass severely ungluing and peeling off within 2 years, leaving gaps wide enough to slide a business card into. This kind of low-level quality control failure, virtually unheard of on an iPhone or even a budget $150 Android phone, is shockingly common on Huawei devices, and when users walk into a service center expecting flagship support, they are met with endless finger-pointing, and sometimes nothing more than a cheap promotional coffee mug as a token of compensation. Outdated hardware performance, an everyday experience that is laggy and scorching hot, low-tier quality control issues, exorbitant repair costs, and a crippled global software ecosystem. This is the fundamental formula behind the